morning, guys. Welcome back to Thawed Farms. Today we are going to do some more frugal canning. I've been doing this for quite a few years because fruit gets so expensive, and I thought I'd bring you guys along while I can up this pie filling. Let's get going. Alright guys, let's talk about this for just a quick second. This is just some no-name from our no-frill store. Mixed berries. This is my favorite jam of all time. I have definitely added like rhubarb, and if I have apples kicking around the house, I've added all those too. So what I do is I look at all the different fruits, right? So blackberries, blueberries, and raspberries all have different times for water bath canning. So blackberries are the longest, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to do the water bath canning for the blackberries. This is a very inexpensive way to put pie filling on your shelf. This was on sale for $10.99, I believe it was, and I'm going to get enough jars for me for the next year, maybe year and a half. So this is a really good option for me. I'm not a huge blueberry fan, so this way I'm getting the blueberries, but I don't really necessarily taste them. I'm just not a big fan of them, but I love them in a pie. I don't know, it's just weird. But anyway, that's what I do. And because blackberries are really super expensive, yes, we have them growing here, but I've never had them anywhere else, and they just grow wild here. But we will be picking them very, very soon. Blueberries, very expensive, as all of you know, and raspberries, expensive again. So this is my way of doing the pie filling, getting it on my shelf, but economical. So I'm going to pick you up and move you over to my pot here. I already have my jars on. You guys might actually hear a whole bunch of thunder. We're finally getting rain. I'm so excited. Okay, so I'm going to turn my pot on fairly low, about a 4. Okay, another thing is I don't use the clear gel. Okay guys, so at this point of me dropping these berries in the pot, if you want to add clear gel to it, you go right ahead. I'm going to turn my jars on super low here, and I'm going to use the 473, the new ball jars, and I have all these beautiful berries. I have them defrosted. You can even make jam this way. I've done that plenty of times. Get all that goodness out of there. So there's all that. So now we need some water. You can use fruit juice, just so you know. You can definitely do that. That was 8 cups of berries. Now I'm going to add 8 cups of water. So you're basically making a simple syrup. Oh, I'm so happy it's raining. Cool down our house. We do not have AC in our house. So, good Lord, it's been warm. I was going to do this yesterday, but it was 30 degrees. And I don't have everything set up outside yet. So, it's okay. So, we have 8 cups of water. Okay. Now I'm going to do... Forgot my lemon juice. I gotta go get that. And I need 7 cups of sugar. So you're basically just gonna add all this in together. I'm gonna measure out my sugar first. So there's 2. And there's 4. And here's 6. I think that's plenty. I don't want it so sweet I can't eat it, guys. I don't eat a lot of sugar. And that will just work out just perfect. And then I'm going to get my lemon juice here. Clean up my sugar mess here. Actually, guys, I'm going to have to pause you and go get my lemon juice. I'll be right back. Alright, guys, I'm back. So now I'm going to need half a cup of bottled lemon juice. You never want to use fresh lemon juice in your canning. You need to ensure the citric acid level. We have a lot of new canners on the channel, which I think is fantastic. Always bottle lemon juice. And the reason you add the lemon juice is to ensure that it's safe for water bath canning. For anybody that's new, I need to get my stuff out of here. So I've sanitized my spoon and my ladle. Ooh, warm. These out so I can actually use them. Alright. So now all we're going to do, ooh, that's hot, is bring this up to a very slight simmer. So this is where you really want to add that clear gel, guys. I actually just add flour when I'm making my pie. Oh, that is hot. And oh, for anyone that's new to canning, if you're doing any jams or anything like that, you want to use a metal spoon. My friend Diane actually asked me this question, and I never think to say it. That is so your plastics will transfer. Say you've cooked with garlic or whatever, it will transfer into your jam. So always try to use a metal spoon. These are older pots, so I'm not too worried about it. So we're going to bring this up to a boil and let it kind of sit here and simmer for a few minutes. We're going to jar up this beautiful pie filling. Get it up on our shelf. Like I said, I'm doing the 473s. I may not have enough jars in there. I may have to wash a few more jars. I might do a couple liters. I'm not 100% sure. But it's 35 minutes for processing. I like in the wintertime to make a pie every once in a while. But I don't want to pay a fortune to make my pie filling. So this is what I do. Turn my stove up a tad. Alright guys, I'll bring you back when this is up to a boil. Alright guys, I had to switch over to the overhead light. That big one over my head, whew, way too warm. Excuse me. So as you can see, it's starting to come up to a very gentle boil. You want some of these berries to kind of break up a little bit. You can take your immersion blender to this and blend it all up, but I want that beautiful fruit. Okay, in my pie, you do it as you want. If you want to use a potato masher, you go right ahead. I particularly don't do that, but that is up to you. At this point, you would be using the potato masher to mash the berries. I'll do a few of them just to show you how easy it is with the potato masher. Okay, and you just basically release some of that pectin in all these wonderful berries. And it's very simple. I mean, it's whatever your preference is, okay? as you can see, it's really super easy to do, or with an immersion blender before you heat up the berries. You can blend them up with an immersion blender. You don't really, I mean, I'm infamous for doing stuff with the immersion blender when it's hot, but or you can even put it in your blender and blend them all up. But this is kind of how I do it. But in your kitchen, you do what you want to do. It's your kitchen. But there we go. So I just gently broke some of them up, releasing some of the pectin out of those berries. And I'm just going to gently let this come to a very gentle boil, and boil for about a minute, like you're making jam, really. And then we're just going to stir that up. You do not want this to boil over. It is a horrible mess. Don't ask me how I know, but I do know. And just gently mix it around. And as you can see, we started way up here. It's actually going down, which is fine, because you want it, you want a nice consistency. Instead of water, you can also add like an apple juice, or you know, maybe a blueberry juice would be really good if you're into blueberries. But isn't that gorgeous? Like, look at that syrup. And then when I go to make my pie, I just add some butter and some flour, and I just bake it in the oven. And I have wonderful pies all winter. Or if I want to do jam pasties, or like fruit pasties, or fried pies, or anything like that, I just thicken it, and I go to town making those. But alright guys, so I'm gonna let this finish coming back up to a boil, because now I disturbed it, and I'll bring you back when we're ready to can. Alright guys, let's do this. Alright, so I want to can these jars here first. I've turned up my canner. You want to make sure you stir this around quite a bit, so you ensure that you get berries and juice in every single jar. Bring my pot a little closer. You want 1 inch of head space. If you're using clear gel, guys, give it space to expand. Sorry, 1/4 inch head space. I do too much pressure canning apparently. And then we're just going to move to the next jar, like so. And you're going to want to debubble, because there is fruit in here that is whole fruit. And you want to ensure that you're getting all those air pockets out. Okay. I'm just going to move to the next jar. Hoping you guys can see that. Yeah. Get all this in here. Now I'm filling up these jars because these are the jars I really want for this pie filling. I do have some 750s in my canner. I did wash 3. I don't know if I'm going to need them all, but I'd rather have them all sanitized and ready to go, just in case. I have my lids in boiling, well, kettle boiled water, sitting there chilling out for a little while there. And I'm just going to get these filled, get the debubbling done, get them back in the canner. It's so warm today, I don't need to really worry about my jars getting cold. We don't have AC in this house, so, well, we can't have AC in the house. We have wood stove. So, and I'm just going to turn this again. It's easier. And just keep filling. Then I will debubble with you and wipe rims with you and check all my head spaces. See one I need to top up there. Absolutely awesome. I'm just going to top up a couple of these. I've turned up my water bath canner. This must be water bathed, guys. Here we go. A little bit in that one. And I'm going to leave all the processing times down below. Okay. So now we are just going to debubble these. And like I said, if you want to use clear gel, you go right ahead. I'm just, oops, lost a blueberry. Not a big fan of clear gel. But like I said, your kitchen, your rules. You do what you are comfortable with. I want my canning clothes. Wipe those rims really, really good. There's sugar in there. Don't want to ruin those rims, you know. Checked all these jars before started. That's just a little bit of vinegar. I'm just being super careful all the way around. These have been sitting in my canner for at least an hour, so I know they're good and sanitized. So now we're just gonna add this to here. Fingertip tight. Just like I said, hot water out of my kettle. Get these lids on, and then I'm going to put them in the canner, guys. And I'm going to let them process for 30 minutes. But I got to finish filling up what's in my my pot here. And I'm going to do that. And I will bring you guys back as soon as they come out of the canner, and we'll finish up this beautiful pie filling. Alright guys, we're going to take these out of the canner. There we go. Making sure you give yourself enough space for those jars to breathe. And don't tilt your jars when you're pulling them out of the canner. If there's water on them, it will go away. Don't be tipping your jars. And when you're processing your jars, make sure there's at least 2 inches of water above your rims. All right. There we go, guys. 35 minutes processing. Oh, you see it all. Pull you up. Move you over. And I got one 725 here. So if we happen to have company, I have one great big jar. I'll show it all to you here. There we go. All right, guys. If you're liking this frugal canning, please give me a thumbs up. Let me know what you guys are liking and what you're not liking. Guys, $10.99. One jar, one can of pie filling is $7. Look at the savings right here. I think that's pretty frugal. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and I'll see you super, super soon. Bye.